So Fur's obviously one of more of aggressive players. He's well known for being quite aggressive actually. He's known for making a lot of openings for his team and yeah, being a huge nuisance really. And you got to always wonder where he's going to push if you're playing against him. So to start off with here, I'm going to talk more about his A side. He's also often the second B player in, but I'm not going to talk about that. I got another video on the B side. I got one on Taz and then one on Zipex, and I'll probably I'll link one of them in the top left now. So getting into pop here, mid to late round. Obviously, he has cover from his teammates. You can see them all on the map. Molly's off one side, so he has to check towards the left. Everyone's hiding in the corner. And he gets in here. You might be thinking, oh, this is a bit silly. I mean, he's versing pistols. You wouldn't get in here. I don't mind it. It's still hard to hit those falling shots. And you get a lot of information in pop, though. One of the big things about this spot is you can hear him rotating. And if you're in here and they know you're in here, it forces them to walk back and forth. So one thing Fur definitely is not shy about is moving around this part of the map as a CT. He's very happy to go up and down this ladder, depending what position he pushes from. And he's always, not shy about it. Definitely not. But timing is obviously a big thing about when to push pop. Very hard to know exactly when you should do it. So in this round here, when does he push? When does it work out? I mean, obviously it's again a big commitment against pistols. You're in an eco, maybe you don't need to do it for this kind of thing. See what happens is the bomb gets spotted by Fallen, and this is when he decides to go, and gets a little bit caught off guard jumping, but he's still, the timing's right for when no one's peeking it. Another thing he knows is with the pistols, they're probably not going to all sit back and only send 2 players in. They're going to all need to go in together because they're on a huge gun disadvantage. He ends up pushing in with good timing and ends up getting the kill. This round here, Fur's again into pop quickly. Straight at the start of a round. If you don't know how to do this, it's pretty simple. Just chuck a ball and nades at A main and walk in here. So he's getting all the information here. He can hear people running around. He knows there's at least 2 or 3 towards B. I know he definitely heard that much. But this flank here, he's going to do it again. Just 2 rounds later. And this time, I really don't like the flank. And you'll see he gets caught off guard. One thing you notice here is full guns, all 5 players alive for VP. And you see he's up and flanking. He does it quite loudly as well. Obviously he wants to try and get in. And Snacks is just waiting for him. So a couple of things I really don't like about this. The main one is the fact that VP have 5 players alive. And that they don't really need 5 players all pushing down into this area here. There's not that many angles to watch. Unless you want to push out some kind of crazy aggression, which maybe he was banking on. But besides that, they're probably going to have a player sitting behind 1 or 2, ready to jump down if needed, maybe peeking up or whatever. I just think there's a lot more chance of being caught off behind by one of these 5 players, as opposed to when there's less players alive. I think is a much better option for maybe giving it a go. You could argue that rotate back through connectors too long for him. I'd still probably prefer to do that, as it's a much safer option, and SK are generally pretty good with their retakes. So one final push up pop block before I move on to something else. You notice here he heard the information, and when he pushes now is when his teammate sees the bomb. The Vice gets the kill out into A main, so he knows there's one player there, telling him there's probably not going to be anyone up here in the white holes. He knows that both players would have gone together. They're not going to just send the bomb out by himself to plant, and he ends up getting the flank in. The timing's correct on this. Unfortunately, the rest of his teammate goes down, so they don't win the round, but you can see the timings of when he pushes again. As soon as Bolt sees the bomb, that's when he's up the ladder. And yeah, he used the information, only 3 people alive this time with the man disadvantage. So he knows they're probably not going to be too concerned about behind. They're going to be wanting to get onto site. And yeah, that's when he picks his push, and I think this was a smart push, and yeah. So here I just want to talk about something that Fur does on all maps, not just applicable to train. He can do it on everything. He uses his utility very well to achieve his pushes some of the time. Other times obviously just walks in, but this is a good example here. You see all the smokes that come in from VP, a whole lot of utility, and he uses his smoke here through his own smoke, and then he flashes into this smoke here, and he ends up catching Kirby off guard. And the thing is, you see his smoke just pop there to the right, and what he's doing here is he's isolating the fight. If he pushes through here, he's probably finding a maximum of 1 or 2 players, and what he's really worried about is the trade potential from someone behind blue, I think. So he gets his first kill off. His teammate Molly's the one other angle. You see he's very aware. He swings back around. He knows the one place he could get pushed from is Olive. And yeah, just his ability to throw that smoke down, flash into the other smoke, and that's how he gets his aggression done, by isolating that fight and making it a lot harder for the team to trade him, and he gets in, gets the kill, and you can use this in a lot of situations on a lot of different maps. So moving around the trains is obviously a huge thing about this map. Makes it different to a lot of other maps is the open space, but the fact that there's also a lot of stuff in the open space, not just wide open spaces. You see here, his adjustments here with his smoke, he knows he's kind of created his own cover from Pop Dog, and this is when E-Box is the best angle possible, is when Pop Dog's covered. You can play E-Box quite effectively onto A main. You see again, he's in smokes here, he's back aggressive, getting information for his team. He sees that player jump out, That's important information. He knows that they were planning on leaving after that. No one else is out. And look at this. He's not afraid, even with the man advantage. I mean, he's up here and he can tell his teammates, no one else is out. A, we've got it covered. Yeah, and then they're able to rotate 2 over here towards B. Boosts up. Who is that? If I could read my map, that would help Fallen. And yeah, Fallen's got the angle to A main. He's able to come back here, and they're back to their normal setup with a man advantage. One thing to notice is how quickly Fur repositions here. So I mean, quickly he's out at E box, no time wasted. He throws his nade back through, and look at this. There's no time. Like, he doesn't waste any time at all. He's back around this brown train, whatever you want to call it, and he's back in here getting even more information, looking for fights, trying to catch people off guard. So they were out. He's probably not going to expect anyone standing behind the smoke like that. And look at this. Still not scared, as I was talking about before. Clears everything out, all the information for his team, and helps him out a lot. So far on this round, it's been a pretty standard one. Cold's in here. Well, not Cold, Taco, sorry, is in Pop Dog watching it. Fur's got the A main, and Fallen's just been forced off Ivy by Pasha and Bialy. See, his smoke is just fading here, which is the cue for Fur and Taco to rotate into a little bit different of a setup since Fallen's forced onto site. So I'm going to continue this in double speed just to waste as little time as possible. So Fur ends up moving back into a sandwich, and this is a decent 3-man setup if you're interested. Pause the video now and have a look at their positioning. So the smoke comes off. This is good timing. They've applied a bit of pressure towards Ivy, especially with Fallen going down. Fur knows he needs some aggression now. If this 5-man hit comes onto the A site with just Taco and him there, they're going to really be struggling. So you see he gets up into A main and gets all the information they need. They're not going to leave Snacks there by himself, and the whole team's able to start rotating in. Bolts and Cold are able to come in the connector a lot earlier than probably otherwise if he hadn't gone for that aggression, maybe save him a couple of seconds. And then that's an important note right there, is the fact that he just sits in that corner. He doesn't really go aggressive anymore. He's not looking for those kills. He knows you'll see there's 14 seconds left on the clock. He just sits in that corner. It wastes as much time as possible. Taz has to come wrapping all the way back and clear him out. And you notice he was holding the other angle, so if they were coming out A main or something, he can probably get the fight, possibly even win it. And yeah, he wastes as much time as possible. You see Bolts and Cold are both comfortably behind the bomb train, and it's going to be basically impossible for VP to win this round. So last I just want to talk about this fake from Fur. Obviously he has the gun down, he's got the first kill, and he ends up getting full blind here, flash, and he fakes out this full spray and switches the AK. They're going to presume he's reloading, and you see he's able to get 2 kills. A very smart fake. Obviously not always going to have this option here, and he almost burns himself in the molly, but one thing you can do is maybe shoot off 15 bullets and fake a reload and maybe bait someone into dropping down. Obviously this is very situational, and yeah, but just something you guys can try out. So we all know Fur's going to get aggressive. The thing is, where is he going to get aggressive? How is he going to get aggressive? And this is what makes him such a hard player to read. And yeah, such a talented player is his ability to mix this all up. Obviously with Train, you've seen a few of the options, but he has so many options, so many different trains. He can play below the train, on top of the train, on the ladder, pick this side of blue, that side, red, E-box, whatever. Like Pop Dog, you saw it all. So many options for him to play. Another thing Fur's very good at is he's very good at using his utility. Like you saw in one of those clips, he's good at smoking and flashing himself in to get aggressive, gain some advantage, gain some map control, and get those picks in. But other times he'll just slow walk in. Like I've seen clips, obviously I didn't include one, but he'll just walk into here, and it seems like he's being crazy kind of if the T's were holding it. But he just seems to be pretty good at having a read on this kind of thing. Obviously I can't like break that down for you. A lot of it's just experience, as I've said before, but yeah, he's very good at getting in, and when you're playing against him, you have no idea if he's pushed or if he hasn't, because there's so many different ways he does it. What information he's gained for Fallen and SK, and what rotates have come in because of this. And that's why he's so hard to play against and such a talented player. That's it for this video, guys. If you're not subscribed, make sure to. And also follow me on Twitter. I'll chuck it in the video description, also be on screen at the end. And I'll catch you on the next one. Or in the next one. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah.